Hey, this is Dennis with Miles & Son Services Junk Removal. I said before time and time again that I make these videos for newbies and I make these videos for the guys who haven't been in the industry that long. So you guys are trying to figure out what to charge people. Two things you got to know. One, how much volume you're dealing with. Well, a few things you got to know. One, the volume that you're dealing with. Two, the labor that you're going to have to exert. Three, the time that you're going to spend into a job. And four, how much is it going to cost you to dump? And there's two parts to that. If you don't have you got to pay the dump fees, and then if you don't have a dump truck or a dump trailer, you're going to spend time hand unloading, not to mention how long are you going to spend in line at the dump site waiting to dump. So now I know here in Tampa they have express lanes. Like you go into the general line to dump if you're hand unloading, and if you have a dump trailer, dump truck, they have express lanes where they allow sometimes two vehicles to dump at one time. So with that all in mind, you have to come up with a formula. I try to maintain a certain amount of money per hour. As a company owner, I try not to make less than a certain amount of money per hour. That's driving to, loading, driving from, and unloading. And if you're under that amount of money, really you just have a glorified job. So just keep all that in mind when you come up with your equation as far as how much you should charge your customer to provide your service. Now, I do have a minimum. My minimum is $125, and probably after the summer, that's going to go up to $150. That's minimum. That's my 8-foot bed, full-size pickup truck. Not overrunning, not burying. I mean, if it's a sofa and a couple of boxes, yeah. Or a sofa and maybe a love seat, maybe a chair. Something to that effect from the first floor. That's my minimum, $125. My single piece, if it's just a refrigerator, if it's just a TV, if it's just a sofa, my single item pickup is $100. So while you guys are, asking, what do you charge for this? What do you charge for that? I'm hoping that can be a guideline for you. Now, I don't charge as much as the franchises do because they have franchise fees to pay back. They've got a bigger budget. Obviously, they have greater expenses, especially when it comes to insurances. And that's another video. But you always want to maintain a minimum. You don't want to get to a stop and a person hands you a $20 bill or maybe a $50 bill. Because in your mind, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? I have to pay gas. I drove over here. I've got to spend time to unload it. That's my labor. Plus, I have to pay dump fees. Was $50 worth it? The answer is no. If someone's charging $30 or $50, believe me, they're illegally dumping. And they're not going to do the job. They're going to halfway do the job. They're not going to do the job correct. And then the customer's going to have to call somebody else. So just have a certain standard for yourself when it comes to your pricing. All right, I hope this video helps you out a lot. Remember, it's volume, it's time, it's how labor intense, drive time, dump fees. All right? Again, this is Dennis with Miles & Son Services Junk Removal.